Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's Small Business Boot Camp. I'm Robert Theobald, Small Business Ombudsman and Vice President of Small Business Services at the Arizona Commerce Authority, and I'm your host today. We've got a new presenter with us today. We have Cac Varley. He's the Chief Digital Officer at Cac Varley Marketing, and we're excited to have him with us. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Cac's going to load up his information. For questions, we want to have some audience participation. Your questions are very important. So we want you to post those in the Q&A that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. We do that so they don't get lost in amongst any of the information in the chat. And we'll, I believe Cac's going to ask for some feedback through the chat as well. But your feedback and participation in this is very helpful, and it'll help get the most out of it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead again, stop sharing my screen, and Cac, it is all yours. And you're still on mute.
Of course, I had to do that. It would not be a presentation without a mistake like that, So again, thanks, Robert. I really appreciate it. Faith, thank you for inviting me. It's my honor to be here. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about inbound marketing. But before we get there, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about myself, just so you know that I'm not a robot over here doing this presentation. Obviously, I'm a digital marketing guy. For those of you that are music geeks like me, raise your hand, because I love music. I came from the music world, went into sales, and then finally into digital marketing. That's sort of the trajectory of my life, or journey, if you will. I'm a big health guy, love exercise, eating well, but I also like to have a good time. And then let us not forget that I must take care of my family. So I am the admin assistant to my family. Great. So let's, again, I want to talk about this thing called inbound marketing. It's quite a new term out there. And look, the fact of the matter is marketing people like to make up new phrases to confuse people. Because why? Because they want to be unique, right? But the reality is that inbound marketing is just another term for lead generation, if you will. So what does that mean when it comes to the digital world? Well, I would have to go to what I would define as two different types of digital marketing, right? The first being branding. We all know branding. It's how we look. It's our messaging. Our companies have branding logos. We have sometimes our own personal brand that we work on or take part in, or build, if you will, or present. It's important. By no stretch of the imagination am I saying that branding is not important because I'm doing this webinar. It is very important. It is, first of all, I consider it to be the price of entry. You have to have branding. It's just what we need to do. Doesn't matter how small or large you are as a business, you need branding, right? And I do branding. But then there's this other piece called, here we go, called inbound, right? Which again is leveraging your digital assets to bring leads, revenue, customers, things of that nature. And that's, especially when you get into the small business world, it's very important, right? Because you could put a website up, but if it's not driving anything for you on the other side, which could be money or customers, or if you will, diners, if you're a restaurant or something like that, then it's more or less a digital brochure, if you will. So how does this look on the inbound world in terms of how we operate, right? And a lot of you have probably seen this before. It's called the marketing funnel, right? It starts at the top. It has the awareness piece, which in this case, in the digital world, would be your advertising, your SEO, and content. Content is strongly associated to SEO. And then you have your engagement piece, which is your social media and email, which everybody knows and everybody's a part of. Either you're on social media or you're on social media one way or another. Or you might be getting email marketing messages from, places that you purchase from or things of that nature. And then there's the actual websites where people convert into customers or leads or whatever have you. And then the back end of that is typically a customer relationship management platform where you retain the information of those customers, educate yourself, review them, optimize, and learn from that data, and then take it out to your marketing again, start at the top of the funnel again. So that's what it looks like. And let me do this real quick. I'll show you some tools here that goes through every one of these pieces of the funnel. Let's start with advertising. With this right here is what you're looking at is Google Ads. There are many different types of online advertising. There are, there's the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms. There's also programmatic advertising where you can advertise on other, like if you were, like selling sports gear, you could be on ESPN's website. You could be on NASDAQ's website. You could be, any number of different websites out there. It's called programmatic. Then you have the SEO piece of this, which this is a tool that I use for SEO. And obviously you can see here, there's a ranking system. We're trying to rank for certain keywords. Important to note here for those that are going to get into SEO from some company is that no keyword is the same. They're not equal. There are different types of key phrases. There are 4 types, as a matter of fact. There's informational, which is just, you're providing free information. There's navigational, is like, where do I get something? There's commercial, which would be like the brands, Amazon, things of that nature. Well, and there's transactional, which is people want to transact. So they put a certain keyword in here, right? So for my business, for instance, I'm a service-oriented business. So I have to remain in those transactional keywords so that I can bring those type of leads into my website. And of course, a big part of SEO, there's so many parts of SEO, right? There's the reviews, there's local SEO with GMB, or if you will, Google My Business now called Google Business Profile. And then there's content. You have to build content. And by the way, the content on your website has to be structured very specifically for Google to pick up what you're delivering content-wise. And so then there's blogging that you have to do, like such as this, what we do for a client. Here's another one that we do locally here in Arizona for a landscape design company. We build these blogs for them. These are all these blogs, every single one of them is optimized for SEO. Then you got the social media piece. I'm not going to take you through that. You guys are all very familiar with social media, right? Then there's the website piece. This is where the conversion happens, right? Obviously, we want to build a space where people can convert anywhere they go. They can contact you, bring in a lead, or if you're e-commerce, obviously you want people to buy. And then there's CRM. I didn't have time to bring up my HubSpot, but here's a active campaign example where we built a custom pipeline for somebody. So when somebody fills out a form, they go in here and there's automations that are built in each one of these stages, and they automatically move to the next stage. So that's sort of like the snapshot of what inbound marketing is, which again is just purely lead generation, or if you will, e-commerce.
Excellent. Well, thank you. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up early. We've got 15 minutes early. We'll get back to your day to go and implement some of these marketing ideas and drive some additional sales with it. Again, CAC, I want to thank you for your time and your expertise in this topic. And we want to thank everybody for being with us today. You could be elsewhere, and we're glad to have you as part of our boot camp. And we hope that the content is beneficial to you and your business. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. We hope to see you next Tuesday for our next session on the ABCs of starting a business. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.